Hey guys, so I wasn't going to get skunked at Digstock. So it looks like I have got some piece of silver that I just popped out of this hole. Look at this thing. It is beautiful. And it is solid silver. You can feel it. You know it's silver. And I don't know what it is, but it is a thing of beauty to me because it's a piece of silver. The Deus II and the DPI conductor brings out the silver. And guys, let me show you this. This place has been obliterated. Look at all these dig holes. Dig hole there, dig hole there, dig hole there, dig hole over here. But they missed that. So I'm gonna take that, but that's a beautiful find. Super excited about it, but I'm walking away with a piece of silver. So I'll take it, and I hope you guys are doing great, and we'll catch you soon on the next adventure. We got a nice signal, 89, 90, 91, it's ringing up there. I'd love to dig a coin off of this place. You know, be nice. But anyway, we'll see what this is. I hope it's not a piece of aluminum foil. Oh, guys, we got us a button. I think it's a button. I think it's a button. It is. It is a button. How about that? Now, the question is there anything on it? I don't think I see anything on it. Like I said, I'll clean it up. That was a classic 84, 85 signal. What is up? What is up, guys? Glad to be here on a nice Monday night. Glad everybody's on board. Don't forget to hit that smash and that like button for sure. I greatly appreciate it. We're going to get rolling tonight. Apologize, I haven't been on lately. I've had some things going on, and of course, you guys know I went to Digstock, and Calabash and I did a live stream not too long ago. But before we get going, let's do a couple of shout outs here. Wisco Detect, glad to have you in here. Michael and Wisco, make sure you monitor the thing for me, moderate for me. I appreciate it. Bells, glad to see you, Bells. Joe, glad to have you in the house. DC Digging, what's up? Ricky Bennett, what's up? Michael, what's up? We got a few of our regulars on here, and I appreciate you guys being here. New England Hobbies, glad to have you in here. Make it work naturally. Glad to have you. George Weiss. Appreciate all of you guys joining in tonight and being a part of the live stream. So we're gonna talk about a couple of things tonight, and again, feel free to chime in whenever you guys want. If you got a question, if I can't answer it, I'm sure there'll be somebody on here that can. And so we're gonna do a lot of metal detecting talk. So we give a couple more people a few shout outs. Relics and Rings, glad to have you in here, buddy. Mac on the LT, Digging Daryl, Surfside Dan in the house. Way to go, Surfside Dan. I appreciate your assistance too. So again, PA Digger 62, glad to have you. Lance, as always. What up, man? Appreciate you being here as well. So looks like we got a lot of our regulars. Detector 2 Guns. Hey, from Florida, glad to have you. And we should be up and rolling in a minute, digging it back. Glad to see you guys joining in. Hit that like button if you can. And hopefully we're going to get some more people in here. I put this thing up a little bit early, so I was hoping we'd get more. But right now we're a small number. Hello, Chris. What's going on, Chris? Glad to have you in here. Appreciate all the nice comments you guys have been leaving for me. Digging it back. Thank you. Glad to have you in here tonight too as well. Karen Stimson-Cozen, glad to have you in here. And looks like it's warming up, guys. So it looks like we're all going to be getting out real soon and doing some metal detecting and enjoying ourselves really, really soon as this weather begins to warm up, especially for you guys up north. I know down here the weather's been really, really great, really. So other than we've been getting a lot of rain every now and then, but other than that, it's been really good. So we're going to talk a little bit about a couple of things tonight. Yes, please don't forget to hit that like button. I would greatly appreciate it. Hey, Victoria from Texas, Vicky Reynolds, Linda Pringle. Glad to have you guys in here. Some people are following from Facebook as we're doing a dual stream tonight. Hey, NC Rocket, glad to have you on board. I appreciate it. And we're going to be talking a little bit. We're going to start with a little bit. And before we do get going, again, anybody hit that super chat or super thanks throughout the broadcast, I would greatly appreciate it. One thing that I am working towards is getting an X-Terra Pro. We're going to take that X-Terra Pro out on the beach. I only live a mile from the beach, so I really want to see this thing on the beach. I really want to test it out, see how deep it is, check it out. So again, any money that you donate throughout the broadcast is going to go to that new X-Terra Pro. So that's one of the things we're going to be looking at. But the first thing I want to start with is going to be what a lot of you are waiting on, and that's going to be the XP Deus II update. And, you know, I wish I could tell you guys something, but I know nothing at this point other than it's coming. And I know you guys get tired of hearing that. I know that that's been the rhetoric for the last few months, but we do know that it is coming, and hopefully it's coming very, very soon. So, you know, hopefully it'll be here. I know we've talked about some things. I think some things that some of you guys wanted to see on the XP Deus II. I know I wanted to see full tones improve, so I think that's going to be maybe could be something. What are some things that you guys are wanting to see? Thank you, Digging Daryl. I really appreciate that, buddy. Thank you so much. And again, that's going towards an X-Terra Pro. So we're going to try to raise enough money to go out and maybe get one of those, even though they're hard to get right now, but hopefully I can get one. And I want to be able to go out on the beach, test it out, and bring that straight to you guys on the channel. So again, yeah, I know nobody knows anything about the update as far as when it's coming for the XP Deus II. So again, maybe soon. I'm hoping soon. I feel like they're probably close, though. They've got to be. I mean, this has been sort of a lingering rumor for the last 3 months. So I got to think that it's got to be coming soon. Will the XP Deus II have 50% more power? I don't know, but we're going to see. We're going to see for sure. I think it's going to be. I think there's going to be some really good improvements on it. I really do. Like I said, I know full tones was the one thing that I had an issue with, and I'm hoping that that's going to be something they address. I don't know whether that's something they're going to address, but I'm hoping that's going to be one of the things. What are some things that you guys want to see in this new update? I'm going to let you guys sort of take over from there. 55% more power. Yeah, 55% more power. That would be good. Yeah. I wish I could tell you that it was going to have more power like the Minelab Manicore, but I don't know. You know, who knows? The coil doesn't last that long already. Yeah, Lance is right. So if you start jacking the power up, you're probably not going to be left with too much of a battery life. So, well, the issue with full tones is just it just doesn't sound the way that full tones used to sound on the original Deus. It makes sort of a crackling sound. It's just not as pure as what full tones used to be, if that makes any sense to you. But that's where I've seen some issues, and I'm actually going to be doing a test video to sort of show you full tones and what I'm really talking about. And I should have that up this week, so some of y'all can see some of that stuff. Yeah, improve full tones, Michael. That's what I'm looking for too. Jim Active says higher frequencies and good evening. So Jim, how high do you think it should go up? What is your feeling on that? When you say higher frequencies, how high do you think it should go? Michael says full tones on Deus II drags the tone down in iron, and Michael's exactly right. And like I said, I'm going to try to make a video showing that so you guys can actually see that. So yes, Michael's exactly right. Deus 2 drags the tone down in iron, so it just doesn't perform the way that it did on the Deus 1, which is what Calabash and I cut our teeth on, was running full tones, and that's how I started with the Deus, was using full tones. So I'm hoping that that's going to be something that we will see. Better elimination or mitigation. Yeah, Digging Dare, I'm with you on that too. Sometimes when I'm running my machine here at my house, and when the air conditioner's cut on, it just totally just wipes out my machine sometimes. So yeah, I'd like to see better EMI mitigation as well. Wisco the Tech says, I know I've said this before, but the Technics in the UK love that sensitive full tones mode. Yeah, and I've seen some people using that. So I think with the update, I'm hoping with the update that some of the full tones issues are going to be maybe improved or a little better, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Finders Keeper says he wants to see the 12-hour format clock would be nice. Yeah, I get tired of looking at military time. So yeah, I would like to see that too, Finders Keepers. I'm with you on that. Get That Treasure says a trick for the MI6 connection is to turn on your MI6 right next to the control box. Yeah, that I think, are you saying that's already on there? I believe. I don't have my MI6 paired with my remote. Some of you may do that, but no, I don't. I don't have mine paired. So, but there have been some people that have been saying some things that they wanted to see on the MI6. And I know Michael, who's on here right now, has been talking with Tennessee Sharpshooter about possibly making the WS6 a way to track the remote if you were to lose the remote, and being able to, sort of find it with the WS6. So that could be something neat. Jim Active says, I love the Deus 1 running at 74 killer on copper coins and dandy buttons. Sweetest sound ever. Yeah, with that higher frequency, it's going to sound really sweet. But you're also going to be digging a lot of little lead BB shots and other things too when you start running that frequency up. But I hear you 100%. It does sound good over those coins, especially on the old copper coins. Definitely. Yes, paired up is nice. Blasted Cat, glad to have you in here. Full tone improvement, work on the MISU. Anything else would just be candy and you would be happy. Thank you, Blasted Cat, for the comment. The lost remote function should be a part of the phone app that they've been promising forever. That's something too that we were sort of told that thing might have been out coming into Digstock, and it never materialized. I don't know what's going on with that. I do know that they've been using, I think it's called the Go Terrain app, maybe. I think that's what it's called. But I do know they've been using that over in Europe. So they have been working with that. Pigeon Blood Ruby says, I want a battery life remaining so we can charge it appropriately to extend the battery life. Yeah, that's an issue because sometimes you really don't know because all you see is the bars. I'm with you on that. That's a great suggestion, Pigeon Blood Ruby. Sort of like the way your iPhone has it on there. Like my iPhone has that on there too, where you can see the battery at the top. I mean, y'all can't see that, but yeah, I'd love to see where you got sort of a percentage meter to sort of know where you are. Hey, Mark, glad to have you in. So Jim Active says, anybody download the new Deus 1 update? I don't have my Deus 1 update. So I do not know about that. Wisco Detect says, I like the pairing of the pinpointer. It's almost like the mute on the Simplex. Don't want to hear all that chatter. Very good. I agree with Wisco. And Metal Detect in Northwestern Wisconsin said, I would like to have shallow targets a little quieter. Sometimes when I'm searching for some deep stuff and come across a surface zinc, it damn near blows my ears off. I'm with you. This is so funny that you brought that up, Metal Detect in Northwestern Wisconsin, because I was having this same conversation. I sort of want to see them reverse what they do with audio response. I'd like to hear the deeper targets louder and the shallower targets fainter. I don't know if that's possible, but that would be something that I would like to see. if they could do that. I don't know that they could, but sort of reverse it than what it normally is on this machine. So again, that would be interesting if they did try and do that. Yeah. Yeah, the audio response, right. You run a 5 audio response. Boy, you like it loud. I usually run about 4. Yeah, that's what I think too, Wisco. It would be awesome if they did that. If there was a way to do it. I don't know that there is. I'm not an engineer, but that would be really cool. Yeah, Finders Keeper says I always stay in that 4 to 5 range. Multi-level audio response would be nice. Yeah. And I'm like you guys, and I have this problem with iron. It's just so loud sometimes with iron. You guys know what I'm talking about. You can get over some of that big iron and it just screams at you. Even with the iron volume turned down to 1, it just blows your eardrums off. So yeah, I'd like to see them maybe do something with that as well. Pigeon Blood said they can use timing of the signal to determine if the artifact is close or deep. Well, and I want to see that, Pigeon Blood Ruby. I agree with you 100%. I would really like to see them try to do something like that in this update. Yes, Surfside Dan and I talked about this the other day. So yes, I would like that. Michael Coley says lower iron volume and pitch tones. Definitely. Maybe they come out with some new tones, or not some new tones, but some new audio, maybe to give us some differences. I would like to maybe see something like that. Pigeon Blood Ruby says a simple filter that strips out strong signals. Yeah, something along those lines. I just don't know. I mean, again, I'm not an engineer, so I don't know how they would do that, but that would be great if they could. Yeah, we could avoid the bottle caps and foil on the surface, definitely. So I don't know if you guys caught my video that I did put up on the channel. I put this up yesterday. Something that TN Sharpshooter shared with me and I thought was really cool. He showed me about the dive program, and I don't know how many of you have ever used the dive program in a modern trashy park. Anybody on here used the dive program hunting trashy parks? Good morning. Hey, good evening, Mark. Glad to have you on board. Hello, John. Glad to have you here, buddy. So, never have. Okay. So, guys, what I found out and what Tennessee Sharpshooter shared with me is that if you take the dive program, you can help sort of determine whether a signal could be a piece of aluminum or aluminum foil. And you could also determine whether it is masking a higher conductive target. And if you use that dive program and you put it in 5 tones, what it's going to tell you is it'll give you a closer reading to what the actual high conductive target is. So for instance, if a mercury dime reads up a 92 and you start swinging this thing over that mercury dime next to a piece of aluminum foil, the target ID is only going to drop a few points. Okay. So it might be showing up at, let's just say, an 88. So that would probably make you want to dig it, but you've been digging trash the whole day and it's been aluminum foil. But what you could do is you can flip over to the fast program and then swing over that target. And if you see that target drop in the target ID, then more than likely that's proving that there is a higher conductive target that is being masked by aluminum. And you can do that with the actual targets too, to sort of tell as well. So it's not 100%. So I don't want anybody to say, well, you told me this and you told me that. It's not 100%, but it is a way. It just gives you better odds of whether you realize whether that's a dime or whether that's a piece of aluminum foil. And I showed this in that video, so you guys might want to go check that out. Yeah, I appreciate that, Mark. I was really impressed with it, and I thought it was something that everybody would really enjoy seeing because, yeah, anything that's going to help you, dig out a few of those targets, and you can go back to spots that maybe you've hunted before, a trashy park site like that. Now, I will say this, it's not good in iron. So if there's iron in that park, I would not use the dive program. But also, too, Sharpshooter said that you could actually implement some notch, and it would actually help improve the target ID as well. You know, if you notched up to whatever the true ID was, like above an 80, let's just say 80 or above, then it's going to give you better readings using the dive program. The dive program is also very, very deep, and I actually used it a couple of times at Digstock because I was dealing with can slaw, and I was dealing with aluminum foil and that kind of stuff. And I dug a quarter that was about 12 inches deep. And to my sadness, it turned out to be a quarter. I was hoping it was something else, but again, it's really deep. So you guys might want to check that out. Go check out the video, and then let me know how you guys like that. So yes. Wisco Detect says, so I hunt in very historic $1 million homes with security systems. EMI is a killer, definitely. Yeah, I hunt in a lot of places similar to that too, Wisco, and I deal with a lot of buried power lines, cables, all sorts of things, and yeah, that can be tough. Make It Work says, dive program has no ground balance. Don't know that it would be a problem. Well, and that's another good point too. Make It Work. My soil is mild, so I can get away with it. Now, if it were highly mineralized soil, it would probably handle it okay. I'm not real sure because I don't have any hot dirt or anything to test that on. But yeah, it would probably, you'd probably be able to get away. I don't know that you'll get extreme depth or really, good depth, but you could probably get away with it. That's something that somebody needs to try. Get That Treasure says, I have a trash program with 4 sections of notch that really caused the yes. And implementing that notch is just so key, guys. I played around with it some more the other day, playing with this and upping the notch while Sharpshooter and I were actually on the phone together. And you could definitely see a change. You can adjust that audio too to make those high conductive targets just really just go off. There's a lot of things you could do to hunt in a trashy park. Pigeon Blood Ruby says, I'm going to test. Yes, try it. Yeah, it's not going to hurt. That's the thing. So that's why I was willing to do it too, is just to go out there and use it and see what happens with it. So we'll see. Finders Keeper says, Wisco, that's been a pretty common machine. Yes, definitely. George, good evening. Glad to have you on board. Blasted Cat says, if XP could add a force field option for gators, that would be really great. So Blasted Cat, I'm assuming you're dealing with alligators in your area. Are you down in Florida or in Georgia? I'm assuming maybe South Carolina. I don't know. Yes. Yeah. So, again, there's a lot of things I think that we can maybe look forward to from XP with this new update. Again, I hope that it brings out some of the things that you guys want to see. I do think there's going to be some really big improvements. In some cases, we may have to even relearn some things too. So we'll see what happens with the update, but hopefully it's going to be a good one. It's going to be something that we all can use, and XP hopefully it's going to get it out real soon. So XP, if you're watching, please get that update out real soon. Mark Cluss is going from multi-frequency to 4 kilohertz. Yes, you can use the mono program to test targets as well. You can flip over into 4 kilohertz and check those targets as well. That's a good suggestion, Mark. Blasted Cat, Northeast and Central Florida. Got you. Okay. Ralph says, I don't understand the salt sensitivity. I hunt freshwater beach. What should I set it at? Well, you don't really have to worry about salt sensitivity if you're hunting a freshwater beach. In fact, you could actually not even run a beach program in some of those cases. So yeah, salt sensitivity, you could leave it where it's at. It shouldn't affect it at all. Get That Treasure says, I wish XP would make some fat and you know what? I went to get one of those shirts too while I was at Digstock, and they're cut pretty small. I found that out in a hurry. So I'm with you on that. Get That Treasure. Digging Daryl, I got the complete carbon fiber shaft from Steve's Detectors, and I love it with the 11 by 13. Digging Daryl, are you using the counterweight on that by chance? I'm just curious because I do know I've talked to some people that were using the counterweight. So you can answer that in a minute. Jim Active says, I love the notch. Anytime my ears start to hurt, just cut that crap off. I don't have any gripes other than full tones. Very good, Jim Active. Well, you know what I do sometimes? If I'm in really thick iron, I just get tired of listening to it. I just turn the iron volume all the way down to 0, and I go and hunt, especially if I already know I'm in iron. I really don't need to hear that iron. Gary Park. Hey, Gary, glad to have you on board. Good evening. Yes, enjoyed meeting you. I did the best I could on our video that I did for you. I know that the wind got a good bit of it, but I tried to make it as good as I could. And yeah, I'd love to come down there and hunt with you. I know you got some pretty places down there. So definitely glad to have you on board. Hey, anyone in here going to be with me behind enemy lines at the Garrett event? So Garrett's having their event up in Texas real soon. That should be an interesting time. Vicky Reynolds says, this is my first time. I would like to know, I'm talking about XP Deus II, which is the metal detector that we're discussing, Vicky. But we're glad to have you on board, and check out the XP Deus II. Really, really, really good machine. Great machine. Oh, yeah. Finders Keepers. Yeah. Somebody else I know finally got in their detected doodads thing too as well. So, yeah, they're starting to ship those out. And Sharpshooter, glad to have you in here, Sharpshooter. We just got through talking about you and the dive program. So we're glad to have you here. Yeah, you can leave it at 7. You could even, yeah, you could punch it down too. It's not in a freshwater situation. I don't think it really much matters. Yes. Thank you, Gary. I did the best I could with it. I hated that because your interview was a really, really good one too. And I really wanted to share that with everybody. And the wind just tore us apart. Sure did. New England, land and sea. I also got Steve's full carbon. You got the counterweight. And now that Gary's on here, Gary has that same setup with the counterweight. And it actually feels really good. It actually feels really balanced too. I don't know what it would feel like after swinging it for 3 or 4 hours, but it felt good in my hands. It really did. But it did feel heavy. I will say that too. But the weight distribution on it has got that weight a lot more higher, so you don't have all that weight down low pulling on your arm. So again, all right, okay. Joe says, any advice for setting that deals with hot rocks? That's tough, because when you're running into all that mineralization, that becomes an issue. You can try, and Sharpshooter's on here. I think he told me dealing with some of that stuff, you could run in the relic program, possibly. Don't quote me on that. Sharpshooter might be able to comment for that. I don't have an issue with hot rocks. Most of my soil is mild, so maybe Sharpshooter, since he's on here, he can tell us. So I'll defer that question over to him since he's here. Yep, Sharpshooter's in the house. Very good. Finders Keeper said, I spoke with Steve the other day on the phone. He's a busy bee lately with Deus II shafts. Yeah, they've been making a good bit of them. Yeah, you could notch them out, Finders Keepers. That's true. That's true. Definitely. Yes, Pigeon Blood Ruby said, thanks, Sharpshooter, for your advice earlier today. Sharpshooter is a wealth of information for you guys that are wanting to know something. Lance says, hey, Sharpshooter, you need to come down to Alabama, go coon hunting with me. Done got 113 coons so far since January. Well, Sharpshooter likes squirrels. So, yeah, he goes off and shoots some squirrels. Sharpshooter, going back to our previous question, Sharpshooter says try the relic program, which I remembered Sharpshooter telling me that, and notch to 00. So he said that can help with the hot rocks. So, Michael, that's it. Hot rocks, notch them out, or you can use what Sharpshooter just said, the relic program, and notch to 00. Yeah, I was telling New England Land and Sea said that he really enjoys your daily AM venting. I like the metal detecting talk of the day. That's a good one. Yes, Joe, there you go. So we're glad we can answer. Again, I knew Sharpshooter and I had talked about highly mineralized soil or hot rocks and some of those other things. Relic program might work in your situation. Yeah, we're glad we could answer that for you too. So we got a couple of other things. I wanted to talk just for a few minutes, and we can still talk about the XP Deus II too as well. But let's talk about Digstock. So, of course, we got a few people on here that were at Digstock. They're with me, and I just wanted to sort of relay my thoughts and what I saw, and is it worth it, and that kind of stuff. And I would say 100%, it's a great time. So for you guys that are, into, meeting a lot of people, getting to hunt on some really good sites, it was well worth the trouble to go to Digstock. So I enjoyed it. I got to hang out with the XP crew. Of course, I was part of that crew or part of that team. So we got to go around. Everything was laid out so good. They had maps. They had the fields marked. They looked at 1864 maps. They looked at early 1820s maps. So they had everything sort of already laid out for you. So you knew where to go. And these fields were spread out all over the place. So it was a really, really good time. There was a lot of chances to win a lot of prizes. At the XP tent, we gave away backpacks. We gave away pinpointers. We eventually gave away metal detectors. We gave away hats, shirts, all sorts of things. So just was a really, really, really fun time. And I would highly encourage someone to go to one of those events. So it was really, really fun. And anybody that went knows that, it was a great time. Gary was there, who was on here a few minutes ago. And I enjoyed meeting Gary. And we talked a lot and saw a lot of amazing finds. If y'all haven't checked out my Digstock video, then go check it out. Relics and Rings was there. And I know there were some other people too. DC Digging. Yes, I remember meeting DC Digging. Thought it was great. A lot of land for someone to pick and choose to detect. Yes, it was really, really fun. So, and I know they got some other events coming up. So if you want to get on the Digstock website and check out some of these other events and where they are, and hopefully they're going to have one near me again. It was a great time. I thought it was well done. So hats off to the team that they basically put all that stuff together. I thought they did an excellent job, and I enjoyed being with XP. The people that they paired me with were just totally awesome and great folks. Rob Rizzo, who's the history detector, was one of my teammates. Green Mountain Metal Detectors from up in Vermont was one of my teammates. Nicolina Bohr, who goes by Dig Holes on Instagram, she was one of my teammates. She was also on the Beyond Oak Island show, if you guys have seen that. Cameron Macer was my other teammate, and then myself. So there were 5 of us, and we really, really, really had a good time. Ricky Bennett, yes, Ricky's Digstock was super fun. Yeah, the can slaw. And I dealt with that, and that's when I sort of got hooked on this dive program for the modern trash, was because of the can slaw that I was seeing there. So NC Rocket said I missed Digstock, but NC Rocket, definitely check it out next time. Definitely go check out my video. You'll see what I'm talking about. Surfside Damp Pigeon Blood Ruby just says, I'm aware of Iffy Signals has been testing the M8 since last fall. Will you be testing the Manicore M8 coil on the beach? I'm looking for some feedback on its performance on the beach. I think that coil is going to be a good one for that Manicore. Definitely. Gary Park says, yes, sir. I had a great time. Yeah, Gary slaughtered it. Again, if you watch my video, you get to see what Gary found. Gary was a champ at Digstock for sure. 2 pieces of cut silver, guys. Beautiful pieces too, and I got to see those in person. Let's see here. Oh, Iffy's in the house. So Iffy, we just had a question about the M8 for the Manicore. Do you have any information on that, or is there anything you're able to share on the smaller coil for the mana core? If you're on, if you can. Yes, when they come, Dan says when they come, he'll have one. So, but anyway, back to Digstock. I'm going to show this quick little video clip. This is from the first part of my video. So I'm going to show that, and then I'll come back with you guys. And this is from Digstock, just to sort of give you a sort of an experience. And guys, we're out here at Digstock. Nicolina's over there on the side of this field. Got people over here in the corner of this field. Up on the top of this hill, you can see there's an old, probably, I'd say mid-1800s house. It's on top of a hill. Some iron in this area, but still no targets for us so far. Yeah, y'all can see all the people. Okay, so that was sort of the beginning of my video. I just wanted to show you guys that, sort of give you a feel for what was going on there. Bells, it was great meeting you there too. Bells was there. So yeah, it was just a really, really, really great time, and I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed being with the XP crew. And again, if there is a Digstock event near your area, then definitely go and check it out. But I did want to at least give them a shout out and so on. So just wanted to let you guys know. So there's a little bit of stuff going on over here in the chat room about the mana core. And of course, a lot of you are asking about that small coil. I think that small coil is going to be really good on that machine. I think it's going to give you a little better separation, which is some of the things that have plagued that machine, I believe, maybe especially in iron. So again, we'll see what happens. I know the guys that are on here can't really say much about that mana core small coil right now, but hopefully that'll be something that'll be released soon, and maybe that'll help some people out that had the mana core and hunting in some of those iron fields and iron patches or so on. Pigeon Blood Ruby says, iffy signals, I'm considering using it on saltwater beach. Sniping gold chains, the holy grail. I'm thinking I can get good depth with extra power, EMI mitigation, and low recovery speed. Yeah, and that's what I think too, Pigeon Blood. I think it's going to be good for, especially like for me, I think the iron thing is the big thing for me. So if it's really good in iron, then definitely it's going to be something that you're going to want for that mana core. So very good, very good. Okay, and then let's flip over to, let's look at the last thing. The last thing is just basically some metal detecting talk, which is basically what we're doing now. I'm not going to spend a long time on here tonight. We haven't gotten a lot of people tonight for some reason. So maybe Monday night. Well, there's a lot of other shows going on Monday night. So maybe Monday night's not a good night to do this. But anyway, I'm glad that every single one of you are here, all 6 of you that are here right now. Yes, I think the small coil is going to be interesting for the mana core. I think that it's going to give you better separation in iron, possibly give you better separation on the beach. If some of you guys are dealing with trash, maybe modern trash situations, I think the small coil is going to help in those cases as well. So, yeah, well, hey, and I'm glad you said that. Metal Detecting in Northwestern Wisconsin says, hey, where the heck is Calabash? Calabash is really, really busy right now, guys. He does have a family member that is sick. And so he's going to be tied up for a little bit. And hopefully soon, he and I will be back together and we'll be doing our thing real, real soon. And maybe we can get out and do a hunt and get back doing our live streams together. But for right now, I'm sorry. I'm the solo show right now. So again, hit that like button for those of you that are on here. we are looking, and I said this earlier, we are looking at getting an X-Terra Pro. I'm trying my best to raise a little bit of money for that. So again, if you want to shoot a super chat, I would appreciate it. But yeah, we are looking at getting an X-Terra Pro, and there it is right there. And if you're not familiar with the X-Terra Pro, if you're new on here and you've never been on here before, the X-Terra Pro is a new machine that's being released. It's going to be $269. And you're going to have a selection of frequencies. It's not multi-frequency, but you'll be able to pick frequencies. And I know I'm boring some of you because some of you know that. That is that new Pro Switch technology that they're offering on the X-Terra Pro. And I'm pretty interested in it. One thing that a lot of us, and I've been talking to a few other people, what a few people are saying is, for $269 and you get a waterproof machine, I mean, you can go out there and hunt in the water with this thing. So, if it floods, it floods. It's $269 and it's got a 3-year warranty. So, again, I think that for that price, it's just a no-brainer. You're going to have 2 park programs. You're going to have 2 field programs. You're going to have 2 beach programs. You're going to have those things. So you're going to be able to hunt in a lot of different situations with the X-Terra Pro. And for $269, it's a no-brainer for sure. Yeah, Lance, how much did you see that for? How much did you see that for on eBay? Because I was curious. But again, X-Terra Pro fully waterproof, sort of gives you that option. And again, if it floods, it's $269. It's better than an Equinox flooding. And you got that three-year warranty on it. Yeah, I know, Gary. I'm that way too. I'm trying my best to get my hands on one. And again, this is from the website. But you've got all these settings. I like the backlight. I like that orange backlight being on there. You got a little LED light on the backside, which I think is really cool. So you got a couple of things on here. Of course, you got all metal, detect mode, the backlit keys. And, if you want to hunt at night, the only time I really hunt at night is on the beach. So for me, this would be awesome on the beach at night to go out and swing it. And it's very, very, very light. I think it's only 2.9 pounds, I think is what I read. So again, very light. They're trying to get $300 for me, Iffy. Yeah, that's insane. That's insane. Again, the beach performance, Iffy, I know you've used it on the beach. Can you sort of tell us a little bit about it since you're on here as far as what you saw on the beach? I know Calabash has used it, but since you're on here, maybe you can tell everyone about how it performed on the beach. Yeah. Okay. Iffy says Mike at West Shore Hobbies is a direct dealer. He had a few last week and getting some more soon, he said. So for you guys that are looking, and one of my affiliates is Detecting Clay, which I had up there earlier. But if any of you are interested in maybe purchasing one from him, that would be great. Wisco Detect said he couldn't find it on eBay. Lance said the one on eBay was $269 plus shipping. That's not bad. I mean, that's the price it is. So that's not bad at all. Just some more features on it. You got the built-in speaker, the flashlight, which I said. You got the jack, the 3.5 millimeter jack. You got the same old charging port, which I think is an issue. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate that, buddy. You're awesome. And Scott was also at Digstock. So if you haven't checked my Digstock video, go see what Scott found. He racked up. He killed it. Low latency wireless headphones or wireless audio. The hand grip vibration is something too that I think is pretty cool for $269, guys. I mean, that's pretty amazing in itself. So again, yes, I'm trying to get an X-Terra. So if I can get my hands on one, I appreciate it, Scott. If I can get my hands on one, I'm definitely going to try to get one out there. Again, here's the lightweight, compact, 3-piece shaft. I like the way they designed this shaft. It collapses on itself. It has those the cam locks that just sort of slide up. Really nice, 2.9 pounds. Throw it in your backpack and you can go off and running. So I would love to have this machine as a backup machine or as a machine that I could whip out and swing out on the beach. It's really deep from what I've been hearing. So if he says that he's never had it on the beach, yeah. And Calabash did put up a video and it showed that it was really quiet. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that so much. But Calabash said that it performed excellent from what he saw. So, and y'all can go check out Calabash's video too about it being on the beach. If he says that he had it in the salt for a few minutes during testing, it was quiet. Calabash really gave it a battle. Shaft is still full of sand. Look, Calabash destroyed my headphones the last time we took a Minelab machine down to the beach. So I have no headphones. So I've got them. I'll tell you what I really want to do. I really want to take the X-Terra and the Vanquish because both of those are both of those are close in price range. I'd love to compare those signals. And I have the Vanquish, which you guys can see back there behind me. I would love to compare those two just to see how they compare with each other on the beach. And the Vanquish does really good on the beach too, for those of you that have a Vanquish. Yeah, he had a lot of sand. He ruined my headphones too. So yeah. So Scott says, thanks, Teach. Pulled an Eagle staff cuff button and a Trime yesterday with the Deus II. Wow, buddy. You are killing it. I have never dug a Trime, and I've said this before. It's one of my bucket list or coins, I guess, from here on in, because everybody around me digs Trimes but me. So maybe I'm being cursed. I don't know. But again, I think that you're going to get a couple of selection of coils for the X-Terra Pro. So you've got the 12-inch coil. I think you've got a 10-inch coil and a 8-inch coil. I think of those coil selections that you can buy or purchase. So here they are right here. A V8X, a V10, and a V12, I think, are the choices in coil sizes. A Trime is 3 dimes, right? Yeah, that's a good one, Lance. Yeah. So Lowe's Finders says, I think the X-Terra might be Minelab's fix for the leaky 800s. Yeah, possibly. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But I'm hoping to get one. And you guys that have donated money tonight, I'm definitely going to put that towards it. And I'm going to try to get out there and swing that machine out on the beach and maybe compare it to the Vanquish whenever I am able to get one. So we're definitely going to do that and try to get that stuff out there. So Greeny Meanie, he says, do you need a drill hole in the shaft to drain the sand like on the Knox? He might, if he's saying there's still sand in it. So yeah, that could be a possibility for sure. Surfside Dan says, I have Flying Eagles 2-cent coins. I'm that same way, Dan. I have the same thing. I got plenty of Flying Eagles. I just don't have a Trime. So I would love to have a Trime. So hopefully maybe soon I'll get to a spot that has it. I am going to be swinging the Manicore this week, hopefully on the beach. Surfside Dan has been nice to let me borrow his. And I am going to try to get out on the beach. I haven't been any this year. So hopefully I'm going to get out. I'm going to show the Manicore in a video and try to give you guys some video content on the Manicore as well. If he says that he thinks, and this will be interesting, if and that's what I want to know. He says he thinks the Vanquish will punch deeper with the 12-inch, runs full multi. Yeah, and unfortunately, I don't have my 12-inch coil anymore. I have the 10-inch, but I don't have the 12-inch. I actually sold my 12-inch. So, yeah. Hey, BK, glad to have you on board. Glad to have you in here. Digging Daryl says, I'm wanting the ML85 headphones for my Manicore. Yeah, and there's been some delays I've heard about the ML85 headphones from the manufacturer. I think that's been an issue, but not real sure. But maybe they'll get that stuff out there real soon. Yes. So Scott Scott Spears, Surfside Dan, he said, I need both of those. Very elusive to me. Yeah, and it's interesting to see what coins actually pop out in some areas and what coins don't pop out in some areas. And the Trime has just been one that just will not come my way for whatever reason. So please hit that like button. Thank you. I know we've only got a few likes, but that's okay. The replay hopefully will make up for everything, I hope, because it's been a good show, I think. So again, Wisco Detect's exactly right. Y'all hit that like button. That helps with the algorithm. It helps me out a lot. So I know we've only got a few people in here, and I think it's getting close to 8:30. It's 8:20 right now. So I'm probably going to be checking out of here. Let's go back to full screen. Here we go. All right. So you showed 50 likes. Yeah, I can't see the number of likes on my end, so I don't know. I know that I've got a few people watching. I'm only showing 14 here, so for whatever, I see 47, 48 watching on YouTube. Okay. Well, this thing's not giving me the right reading because it feels like I don't hardly have anybody in here, but that's okay. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, we'll stay on for a few more minutes. Let's try to go to 8:30, and then we'll sign off at 8:30. 50 dislikes. Oh no, no! If you don't tell me that, don't tell me that at all. I've got a couple of things planned coming up. Just so you guys know, I'm going to be. I'm going to try to hit Surfside Dan, and I might be doing a project coming up real soon that I think will be real interesting on video. I'm going to be using the Mana Core. I'm going to be putting up some Deus II videos real soon. Sharpshooter and I have sort of been collaborating on some things. So I am going to be putting some of that stuff up. Check out Sharpshooter's channel too. It's got some great content. So yes, we're going to have a lot of really cool things. I still have my plantation site. I showed that beautiful sportsman's button that I found at the beginning of the show. If you didn't check that out, it's really cool. I didn't even know that there was something on it till after I looked at the pictures and realized, hey, there's something on this button. So I cleaned it up. Yes. So we're going to have a lot of content coming up in the next few weeks. I'm also getting ready to go on my spring break. So that means I'm going to be able to get out there a little more, hopefully hit the beach. I'm going to be able to relic hunt. I'm going to be able to make some videos with some of these machines. So I got a lot that I'm looking forward to showing and bringing to you guys in the very, very near future. So that's going to be happening. And hopefully you guys will come along for the journey on all that. And maybe in the next few weeks, I'll have Calabash back and we'll be back to our usual stuff. Yes, Dan and I are going to go to a spot that I have hunted multiple times. It's where I found a 1818 large cent. I dug a Spanish half real, dug all of these things off of this site that I thought had been just obliterated. I went in there with the Deus II, and bingo, I dug some really great things. But this site I've probably pulled close to maybe 50 buttons. Calabash and I together have probably pulled over 100 buttons off of this site that's no bigger than about 25, 30 yards long. And I'm interested in seeing if this GPR can find us a trash pit on this site. And it's a really neat site. So I'm looking forward to that definitely as well. Wisco, I don't know. XP has said that they might be sending me to somewhere else, but I don't know where. I think they were really happy with what I did at Digstock and the video that I made for them and just all of that. So I'm hoping that they're going to send me to a couple of these next events. If it is going to be something, it'll probably be another Digstock event. So that's what I think, but we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Lance says it's just about time to get dark. Time to go coon hunting. Good luck, Lance. Hope you have a good time. Be safe out there too, especially wandering around in the dark. Paul Milner, New Orleans. Very hard to get permissions on cane fields and plantations. It's tough. It's tough here too. South Carolina is really tough too. Yeah, Sharpshooter did put up a teaser video a few days ago. What's up with that? If Sharpshooter's on here, Sharpshooter Mike can answer that question. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see the video that Sharpshooter put up? So basically, Sharpshooter said there's a milestone coming. Now, what that milestone is, I don't know. So only Sharpshooter knows the answer to that question. But yeah, so we'll see. Is it the update? Is it something else? Who knows? Sharpshooter knows, but he's the only one that can answer that question. So we'll see. We'll see what Sharpshooter comes up with. Michael says they might send me to France. I'd love to go to France. I really would. I wish they would let me come to France. I'd love to go tour the factory and see where they're making these machines. That would be really, really nice. So yeah, definitely. Any of you guys have any amazing finds over the last few days since yeah, that would be good if they sent me to France. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Lowe's Finders. Definitely. Well, we're glad. I mean, XP is a great company. They're easy to work with. They've been very generous to me, and they've provided me with a few of these machines that I have back here behind me. But very generous company. They take their time with everything, and their products are just excellent products. And most of you know that are on here. So again, XP's really, really good. Sharpshooter says, think about what we have to use other MF detectors. Okay, so there you go. That's from Sharpshooter as far as the milestone, the milestone teaser video that he put up. BK says, did XP give any indication when yeah, and we talked about that earlier, BK. Right now, there still is no indication. I talked to some people there. Nobody knew there either as well. I'm hoping it's going to be soon. I'm hoping they're close. I want it to be right, though. I don't want them to release it if it's not right, because I don't want us to have to go through all these issues, because they've made such a good product. You'd hate for it to see it, go in the opposite direction. So, hey, just let them do their thing. They know what they're doing. They're really good with what they're doing. They've got some excellent testers, too, by the way. And those testers are giving them valuable feedback, which I think is only going to help all of us in the long run. So I look forward to seeing what they come out with, and I look forward to seeing, all these changes and things that they are going to do with it. But I think it's going to be great when we finally see it. So, all right, Tony, look at here. Everybody's digging a Trine but me. Tony Maston. Is that how you say it, Maston? First Trine. Congratulations, Tony. That's an awesome find. I have reached out to Quest to ask them for a detector. Now, they've never responded back to me. I've reached out to them a couple of times. I'd like to get my hands on one just to see what it does, but we'll see. We'll see. Sharpshooter, again, says the update is progressing. So that tells you what it is. Update's progressing. That's all we know. Oh, Paul Blanton. Hey, way to go, Paul. I found my very first script die too, not a few weeks ago, right before Digstock. Lots of Civil War bullets and some cool bullets lodged in wood. Very good, Paul. That's awesome, dude. And Surfside Dan says, hey, Paul, were you hunting up in Virginia? Wisco Detect says he's waiting on the ground to get unfrozen. Me too, but my ground's not frozen. So Wisco Detect's waiting on his ground to get unfrozen and get out there. And I know Wisco Detect's going to find some really cool stuff. Yes, Sharpshooter and I both talked about that. We'd like to have a Quest V80 to test and use. I would too. I would just to get out there and show what it is. Is Quest an American manufacturer? Never heard of them. Somebody was telling me, now I don't know this for sure, but I think somebody was telling me that they have some U.S. connection, but the machines are actually made in China, and something about they're only sold in Europe, something along that. Paul Blanton says, no, he was hunting near Bentonville, North Carolina. Yeah, I rode right by Bentonville on my way to Digstock. Surfside Dan said, thumbs up. But Quest metal detectors, I'm not real sure. I know that they're big over in Europe. I know that they use those machines over in Europe. Very rarely do I see one here in the United States. So maybe they'll try to get a U.S. presence over there. Since we're talking about other metal detectors, How about the Simplex? We've got a few minutes. Let's talk about that. What about the new Simplex? What do you guys think about that? Do you think the X-Terra is just going to take over and these Simplexes that they've got ready supposedly to ship? Is that a thing? Really? Yes. As we guest speak. Yes, guest pack. Is that how you say it? I never know how to say your name. He says that Quest has an unusual business presence. They do. They do, from what I've seen. And Scott says, hey, Paul, met you at Digstock. I think Serious Detecting sells Quest. Okay. Ify, what do you know? Do you know about Quest? I mean, I've read some. I know that it seems like they're used mainly over in Europe. So I don't know. Then let's go back to the Simplex. What do y'all think is going to happen with these Simplex machines that were just released? Anybody know, or anybody got a feeling? I think the X-Terra is really going to put a hurting on these new machines, but we'll see. Just call me whack. Okay, so if he says that he hasn't seen the videos and heard the tones of the new one, I don't think anybody's seen that. They may just take those things and not even release them. They may have to go back to the drawing board if they're going to try to compete with that X-Terra Pro, because that X-Terra Pro for $269 is a killer. So I just don't see those new Simplexes being able to compete with a machine that can go on the beach. You can change the frequencies. You got all those other features. I just don't see it. Sharpshooter says Simplex may be priced like bounty hunters. Yeah, they could go to that, especially if they produced any of those machines, because I just don't see anybody buying that machine over that Minelab X-Terra Pro. I know a lot of people that have already bought those machines and put in orders just from listening to me. So I know that those machines are going to take off. Definitely, for sure. Okay, well, it is 8:32, so I think I'm going to sign off. But it's been really good being with you guys tonight. It was so good just to get back on here and hang out with you guys, talk a little bit of metal detecting talk. Look for a lot of content. Hopefully, in the next few days, I'm going to be putting up some things as this week goes on. I am going to take the Manicore out to the beach, so I should have something up real soon. So look for that. I'm going to do a couple of tests. Sharpshooter and I have been sort of collaborating on this. So I'm going to have a couple of tests coming real soon with the XP Deus II, just showing you some things. Yes, Minelab X-Terra is going to be hard to beat. But we got a lot of things, and hopefully Calabash will be back in the next few weeks too. So when we can get back on our normal routines. And that'll be nice, because I miss my buddy. He's my ride or die a lot of times. So again, it'd be nice to have him back. But it's been great. Gary left me a message. What did Gary say here? Yes, Gary said, hey, Teach. All right, just ordered the Gravedigger shovel out of Ohio. I like to patronize small businesses anyway. Yes, Gravedigger is really good. Really good products. A couple of people showed me some Gravedigger stuff at Digstock. So yeah, I was really impressed with the work that he does, and he seems to be a really nice guy too. So thank you, Ricky. Thanks, Michael. Thank you, Surfside Dan. Yeah, what's going to Texas? I'm sorry, I don't think no. I don't know. Nocta's going to have to come out with something to match up with that. Otherwise, it could be bad for Nocta. So let's hope that they do. Pigeon Blood Ruby, 3 prototype spades from Predator Tools. Should be interesting what comes from that. Well, he definitely does enough digging. So I'll go with Paystreak. If it works for Paystreak, then it's probably going to be a good machine. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate that. Wisco Detect, thank y'all so much. Thank you for everyone that donated money tonight for the X-Terra Pro. If I get a chance, I might even try to do another live stream coming up, maybe towards the end of the week, just to sort of replace mine and Calabash's until I get Calabash back. So maybe on a Friday night, maybe we can do it again. I usually go a little bit later than Calabash, so I'll go like 7 or 7:30. So maybe on Friday I'll have some more stuff to talk about, and yeah, we'll see. Okay. BK, thank you. If you head up North Myrtle Beach for some beach, I sure will, BK. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dig and Daryl. Thank y'all for the donations too tonight. Yeah, pastry done dig over 6 inches. Thank you, Scott. So nice of you to be here tonight. I appreciate it. It was so great meeting you the other night. So I'm signing off, guys. Take care. Have a great rest of your work week, and we will catch you on the next adventure. We'll see you guys. Take care.